Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about a book, and today we're here for a book review. We're going to talk about Old Flames by Jack Ketchum. Again, leisure horror paperback, Dorchester Publishing. There was a club back in the early 2000s. I was in the club. You got two books a month. It took me down the rabbit holes of Richard Lehman and Jack Ketchum and Douglas Clegg, and there were, quite a few other authors that were new to me at the time. I mean, I was kind of coming off of, being well versed in King and Kuntz, and I'd read some other horror staples like the Amityville Horror and the Omen books and things like that. But I hadn't really delved deep into, what else was out there at the time. And this club helped me do that. But anyway, I just went on a beach vacation. Wanted to grab a couple of these paperbacks to kind of try to knock out on the beach. Again, didn't want anything too serious or anything that was like a nice hardcover. For example, I had Never Flinch, the new King book. I didn't take it with me, so it ended up being perfect because I rarely actually get any reading done on the beach, and I did with these. I got two of these Jack Ketchum books done. So I have a review up for cover. This one is Old Flames. This is two novels in one, or two novellas in one, however you want to look at it. The first one is the title track of Old Flames, and the second one is called Right to Life. I'm going to read a little bit of synopsis. But Jack Ketchum is definitely must read for a horror fan, in my opinion. I would suggest reading The Girl Next Door. Again, it's very, very brutal. It's very brutal. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's based on a true story. But definitely would suggest starting there. I mean, I've read The Girl Next Door. I've read Red. I think I've read Off Season. It's been a while though. I've read The Girl Next Door twice. Like I read it back in the day, and I read it again a couple years ago. But anyway, a little bit of synopsis. The synopsis is really really short. Burned again. Men never treated Dora well. The latest cheated on her and dumped her. The last decent guy she knew was her old high school boyfriend Jim. He'd said that he loved her. Maybe he did. So with the help of flame finders, Dora's found him again. Turns out he's married with two kids, but Dora isn't about to let that stand in her way. And then that's all. So it's only the synopsis is only about the first story, and then it says includes the bonus novella Right to Life. So she hires she down on her luck in love. She hires this private investigator to track down her old high school boyfriend. This is pre Facebook and all that shit. You couldn't just go out there and look up your old friends or old loves or whatever. And she finds him, and she's an antique dealer, so she has an excuse to be in the area, looking for particular antiques or whatnot. But kind of injects herself into the family in this stalkerish type uh, format, I guess you would say. And of course, it just escalates. And I have to kind of stop there because anything else would be, pretty spoilerific to the story. But very, very cool horror love story. And before I go any further, I gave this book 4 stars, low four, but I really liked this. I liked it way more than cover. But both the stories in this book were really quality horror novels slash novellas. So that's pretty much it for Old Flames. The other book in here is called Right to Life, and you can probably imagine where that's going. I mean, it is right wing pro life extremism taken, to the next level. A man and woman who are protesters at an abortion clinic kidnap a woman and hold her captive and torture her. Now, it does not reach, in my opinion, anywhere near the level of brutality and torture that the girl next door does. But it's brutal. It's very, very brutal. It's very, very. What it does do differently is I feel like the girl next door wasn't planned. Like that situation just happened. and the villain in that book just kind of ran with it. Whereas this was planned, and there are devices, and really, um, I think I can do this with us, but there's this box that they put on her head, which basically is like carpet lined on the inside, but just so tight that basically the carpet's on her face, and you could imagine how you could imagine how, how that would feel. I mean, the claustrophobia of it. But that's one thing. But there are multiple different things that they have come up with to torture this woman who had the gall, the nerve, the freedom of choice, enough to decide she was going to have an abortion. So, really, really cool horror story. And, it just so we're clear here, it's not a pro-life leaning story. I mean, I think you probably knew that, but who knows nowadays, right? So, it's definitely not like that way. It just kind of takes that um, extremism, that religious vigor, whatever you call it, the people that, don't have anything better to do than to go out there, stand on the street corner with a sign outside of a facility where the women who are going there, are probably, you know, not feeling real great about their situation anyway. Maybe they are, I don't know. But anyway, so it just kind of takes all that and just escalates it and turns it into a really, really cool horror novel. So this is Old Flames by Jack Ketchum. I gave it 4. Again, 2 books, Flame Finders and I'm sorry, Old Flames, not Flame Finders. Flame Finders is the detective agency, but Old Flames and Right to Life. Very, very cool book, which everything I've read by Ketchum's been good. This one was kind of a surprise though, because I assumed, because I hadn't heard much about it, that it would be lesser of a book, but this one was really quality. So, Old Flames by Jack Ketchum. This has been Well Red Beard. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.